I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about current Bellator heavyweight champion Ryan Bader shares his thoughts on the upcoming UFC heavyweight title fight between Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane. Bellator heavyweight champion Ryan Bader kept it brief when discussing the UFC heavyweight championship fight between Ciryl Gane and Jon Jones. Gane vs. Jones is scheduled to headline UFC 285 on March 4th, less than a month from now. The event will take place inside the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. It will be Jon Jones' first bout since February 2020. We all know what happened after that. And it will also be, it will also be Jon Jones' first heavyweight bout. This bout was made for the UFC heavyweight prize after the previous champion, Francis Ngannou, he was released from the UFC, basically, for the most part. While many are questioning how Jon Jones will look after being out of the octagon for 3 years, it doesn't appear Bader believes that Russ will hinder Jones during a post-Bellator 290 media scrum. I just want to mention that in that event, Ryan Bader did defend his belt, his heavyweight championship versus Fedor, the last Emperor Emelianenko. Bader is the current Bellator heavyweight champion. Bader made it clear he thinks Jon Jones will fare against Gane. I think Jon Jones take care of business pretty easily in that one. How about that? Okay, hold on. There was a time when both Bader and Jones were rising prospects in the UFC light heavyweight division, with both of their stocks soaring. Bader and Jones went one-on-one at UFC 126. Wow. Back in 2011, Jones won that fight via a second round submission. I believe that was Bader's first career loss, right? I believe that was Bader's first career loss. Let me see. Last month, Jon Jones told John Morgan of the MMA Underground, is that who he is? I think it was, I don't know, that he's actually been physically ready for a fight for a few months now. I felt my physical size and strength was ready to go for about 4 months. About 4 months ago, Dana said there was never a Stipe fight on the line, but there was. They just couldn't come to an agreement. I've been trying to prepare for Francis. I did a whole training camp preparing for Stipe, and now we got Ciryl Gane. That's interesting. Bones also said he's been training nonstop for 3 years. He claims to train twice and sometimes 3 times a day. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Bader basically, one sentence, very quick. He says, I think Jon Jones takes care of business pretty easily in that one. Wow. That's gonna be an interesting statement. Ciryl Gane is a problem. He hits hard. He moves well around the ring. I would say he doesn't really have that one punch. I mean, he's a heavyweight, so he could clearly knock me out with less than half of a punch. But he's not really known for the one punch knockout problem that Jon Jones, hasn't really seen in his career. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. I think a lot of people are thinking like, well, Ciryl Gane, his wrestling isn't too great. I believe Francis Ngannou took him down in their fight. So some people are thinking like, well, Jon Jones is just gonna go into this fight and just take Ciryl Gane down and just beat him up on the ground. That's very possible, but when I've seen some Jon Jones fights, he kind of likes to go into the dirt. He will challenge you at what you are best at. If you're a striker, he's gonna strike with you. If you're a wrestler, he's gonna wrestle you. Chael Sonnen, wrestler, he took him down, showed him he can out wrestle someone like Chael Sonnen. And now we have to see how Jon Jones adapts to the heavyweight division. You know, it's not only that he's been out for 3 years, which is that's clearly going to be a problem when you prepare for a heavyweight, a UFC fight. But now coming back and fighting someone in a completely different division. One of the first questions we have to see is what weight does Jon Jones come in at? Is he going to be closer to heavyweight 260 limit, 265 limit, or is he going to be around like 235 and things like that? But we'll see. I personally am a Jon Jones fanboy. Jones family, please stand up. So I'm definitely rooting for Jon Jones. But I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup versus Ciryl Gane. Like I said, Ciryl Gane is a problem. I would say I kind of disagree with Bader that it's going to, that I think Jon Jones is going to take care of business pretty easily. But we'll see, we'll see. Let me know your opinion of this fight. Do you think, do you agree with Ryan Bader that Jon Jones takes care of Ciryl Gane pretty easily? Or do you think Jon Jones will lose this fight versus Ciryl Gane? I'm Jason UFC. Today we have a story about current Bellator heavyweight champion Ryan Bader shares his thoughts on the upcoming fight for the UFC heavyweight title at UFC 285 between Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane. Ryan Bader is picking Jon Jones to win this fight easily. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.